No D for Christmas. My partner, 27M, and I, 26F, have been together for 5 years now. We used to be all over each other when we were younger, and now I wonder if we lost that passion. We've been flirting with each other all day Christmas Eve and making obvious plans to have sex after our busy day. I shower, freshen up and even throw on some decorative items to bring the Christmas spirit to bed with us. Then in the middle of foreplay I see he's on his phone watching porn. This isn't abnormal. If anything, it's pretty standard at this point, but sometimes it feels like him laying there like a sex prop and the porn is his main fantasy. It has made me feel insecure and sad for a while that it's our new normal. I tried to ignore it and just connect with him by looking past the phone at him, but he got frustrated at me for staring at him. I guess I made things awkward, but I didn't know how to avoid a fight and just express that it's a turn off to feel that I'm an afterthought to him finding the perfect video. I tried to explain this, but he got dressed and we went to bed without talking to each other further. I'm at a loss for what the issue is and how to fix it without becoming detached from the idea of having a passionate romantic love again. What are my options to salvage our communication and get him to put the phone down? Edit. He's my S.O., so that adds another layer of complexity. TL.DR. My partner constantly watches porn during foreplay and it's turning me off, hurting my feelings. It's one thing to watch porn together as foreplay. It's quite another to be ignoring your partner to watch porn and then get upset when they look at you. Give this some time to cool off, then open a conversation about it outside the bedroom. Explain how you feel. If you're lucky, he'll agree that it's a problem and commit to changing. More likely, he'll double down and refuse to admit it's an issue, and get upset at you for talking about your feelings. That's your sign that he's not willing to change, and you need to get out for your own sanity. I read avoidant partners frequently use withholding sex as a way to prevent intimacy. You might want to read about attachment theory. Why not just talk to him about it and tell him how you feel? Your relationship is suffering because both of you aren't working and communicating clearly. Maybe write a letter so you can get all your points out. He's got a problem. Address it. You didn't make anything awkward. He did. Sounds like he has a porn addiction. It could also be HES not attracted to you anymore. Do you have the same body type as the women in his videos? Either way, y'all need to have a long conversation, in couples counseling preferably. But based on his reaction, breaking up is probably the only option left to you. He's using you as a fleshlight. No penis is worth this much headache, plenty of men out there to give you attention during sex. I'd leave. I can't stand feeling unloved. Hey love. My man was putting it on too, but I told him I don't mind if we use it, but at the time it was excessive like every time. So finally, after observing this, I brought it up to him that I felt insecure and he changed that. We haven't watched it in a few months, I feel like. I mean, it's fun but not every time. Maybe just have a conversation and really let him know how you feel in a loving manner. If you guys are strong, I believe you can move past it. I hope this helps, love. If you want to message me or ask me anything, I'm here. That's when you pull your phone out and do the same thing next to him but by yourself. He has anxiety and a few other issues most likely. He could be quite self-conscious. So I see he has a porn addiction. That's your biggest problem here, not that you aren't having Christmas sex. There's no passion anymore cause he's too busy watching other women on his phone. My husband and I have been together 12 years and shit is still spicy as fuck and amazing. We go through dry spells here and there, but 5 years in he is both addicted to porn and not feeling you. This is borderline abuse. You didn't consent to this, and how many other relationship boundaries is he crossing? On top of that, you feel like it's something you did which screams, I'm being abused in small ways that are delivering death by 1,000 cuts to my confidence. Husband or not, this is out of Reddit's pay grade. This is couples counseling or hit the road. This is absolutely not okay. What the French fried fuck. Okay, I'm autistic, so I can totally get that, not wanting to look someone in the eye while having sex. But I understand that eye contact is a thing many people enjoy and do so to convey emotional closeness. So even if it isn't for me, it's a discussion that could be had where both parties find an option that works for them. Why did I tell you this? Because there is literally no reason why a grown-ass man should make you feel like shit for wanting to connect with him during sex, especially if he's engaged in an activity that, rightly so, might make his partner feel disconnected from him. Not even an actual medical condition like autism would excuse this piss-poor behavior. Honestly, that's pretty gross. I would feel so used and abused, like a giant fleshlight. TBH, I'd be on my way out of that relationship. Get out now. It's a marriage, not a prison sentence, and there's 0 credit for time served. There are guys who would be happy to have sex with you and engage with you without invoking porn, or involving it only in a way you enjoy. In the middle of foreplay he is on his phone watching porn. Sorry, he isn't into you anymore. Brew, if my man ever started watching porn while I'm trying to do foreplay, he'd get up and leave. If he wants a pocket pussy, he can buy one. Sex is meant to be the two of you exploring each other and focusing on pleasing your partner. It sounds like he is just using you to get off instead of feeling that sensual connection with you. I am very sorry, but if he's not even willing to communicate with you about what's bothering you, then there's no way to salvage that communication. Oh hell no, he has serious issues and you need to really think about staying with him. That's a porn addiction. That's not your fault and not normal for a partner to do. He probably has issues getting hard now unless he watches porn, or he can't orgasm without watching or thinking about porn. A lot of young guys have thing problem now, and it can rewire their brain in terms of what visually turns them on. He has a problem. I'm sorry, I couldn't live with that. It's not just you that has to make it work or fix the relationship. He's created this problem and thinks it's okay. You're married, and now he doesn't give 2 f's about hiding his selfish, piggish nature because you won't leave. Prove him wrong. He's gross. At first I thought, well, sometimes you just need a little help. I'm very attracted to my boyfriend, but I often need porn to help me out since I have arousal troubles a lot. He knows this and we often watch porn together, which is super hot and amazing. But as soon as you said that, he said it's weird that you're staring at him. Yay, I'm sorry, he's a huge POS for that comment. You deserve someone who thinks you're amazingly sexy, and if he also has issues like me, bring them into the porn sesh together. Don't use that person as a sex doll. Which is 100% what he's doing to you. He's having obligation sex with you and at the very least using you as a sex doll. Assuming you have limited other relationship issues and you want to make it work, and assuming your significant other owns up to porn addiction, you can Google and see if cognitive behavioral training to get over it works. Also curious, what's his side to the story for watching porn in the first place? I would not be with him. Bottom line, couldn't do it at all. I would have a talk with him and tell him that during intimate acts together he can't bring porn into the bedroom like that, say how it makes you feel. If he doesn't care, then I'm sorry, that's a deal breaker for me. Going solely off of this, and I mean no offense, talk it out, or maybe it's time to get a new boyfriend. I seriously don't understand how this was ever acceptable. He's straight up using you to masturbate. This doesn't sound like sex at all. He needs help. He's got a porn addiction. Dang, that sucks. You gotta try and spice things up somehow. Over time people lose passion, it's just life. But this is a pretty bad level. My jaw dropped reading this. I had some pretty terrible partners, both casual and serious, in the past, but never ever has even the worst of them started scrolling for porn during sex, let alone gotten upset at me for interrupting them doing so. This is so appalling that I really hope it's a creative writing exercise and not something that's actually happening. You don't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. He needs IC, period. How disrespectful to need to have a video before sex. If this keeps up, your relationship will continue to spiral down. Porn addiction can kill a libido towards a partner. This post reminds me of my ex. He used to be obsessed with porn and it completely destroyed our sex life. Do no sleep with him at all if he touches porn. This is not normal LMAO. He's not into you anymore because he has a serious porn addiction and needs help. If he's not interested in help, get out of there, girl. You deserve, and can get, much better. This is no different than a heroin addiction. Everyone is going off on your husband here, but it really sounds like he has an addiction problem. This is not your fault and not something both of you can deal with alone. It's time to look for help. Porn addiction is real and can really cripple your partner's ability to respond to normal sexual stimuli if it's been going on for a long time. So sorry that you and boyfriend are going through this. Hope you manage to get some help and fix the situation. Why are your standards this low? You can do better. Porn addiction will decimate relationships. I hope porn can only be paid for and eventually illegal around the world. Move on. Simply call it, and find a partner with more going on. This is definitely a conversation to have between your two on the parameters of porn and its involvement in the bedroom, but I would wait until there's a time that's not sexually charged to have this discussion. While you're trying to have sex isn't really the best time to have a proper discussion that has a good outcome. Revisit this again and discuss it at a better time. Love after porn can give you advice. He's most likely a porn addict and you shouldn't just accept that. This is not normal or healthy. You guys need counseling and some honest conversations. This is an awful way to treat a woman. Don't let anyone treat you like a fleshlight. This guy has a problem with porn, plain and simple. Deadass using you like a fleshlight, what an asshole. This is not normal. It's one thing if the two of you were actively engaged together in watching porn as a part of your sex life. But that isn't what's going on here. You need to have that difficult discussion with him. It will only get worse if you don't. Just mind-boggling. I have a box for you to open, and Timberlake had a hand in it. Tears of joy. Okay, if foreplay is him trying to find a porn video on his phone, what is he doing to help turn you on as foreplay? I'm guessing you're doing things for him while he's messing with his phone. And, that seems really lousy that you don't get a ramp up. That's just overall crappy. But then, he gets mad at you for looking at him while he's not acting very engaged in a supposedly mutual activity. More levels of crappy. A conversation about this needs to happen outside the bedroom. The fact that it sounds like this has been how it is for a while, this is a problem. Your partner's a porn addict. Are you fit? Do you look like you used to when you first met? Do you offer to do any of the things he enjoys seeing in porn? This is a one-sided story. I often see posts where someone is complaining that the sex life with their partner is dry. But, what else is going on? There is only a brief synapse of the entire story. Men are often very visually driven, have specific kinks, and often have perversions. Are you willing to do any of those things for him? Have you kept up with your physique? Everyone is quick to blame porn. There is definitely more to this than discussed. I believe you need to sit down and think about past situations and discuss this with him. He is rejecting you and he is not into you for a reason. Not saying this is your fault, it could very well be his issue that he is struggling with not being able to communicate to you, but don't be so quick to blame the porn. He is using it because he is filling a void. The only way you will find out more is through communication.